So what I like about this area is that you are very close to the nature here. As you saw, that was a residential area. And literally around the corner you find this nice little trail here. So maybe if you have a dog, you can just walk it here. The children can play in the forest, which I used to do as a child. I loved playing in the forest. I think that is quite common. I mean, for kids, the forest is an adventure. There is so much to discover. So many people live in urban areas today. And I think that most could benefit from just taking a break, find the closest forest and see what you discover. The thing is, we are so used to sometimes comfort and sometimes stimuli. I mean, think about social media. Everything that happens that you have to keep up with. I would bet that most of you guys, maybe you are the exception to this one, would you bring a mobile phone on a forest walk? I mean, you might bring it, but would you keep it turned on? Would you have the Wi-Fi or mobile data enabled? Would you keep it in silent mode? Would you accept any calls? I usually don't. I have a phone with me for safety. If something should happen. I mean, if I should fall and injure myself, or for that matter, if I should find someone, I want to have the ability to call the emergency number. But apart from that, I usually keep the phone on silent mode, 0 distractions, no internet. And I generally try to enjoy my experience here. And we are about to enter a nature reserve. These are the areas where I used to play as a child. I had a childhood friend who lived very close to here. And let's see if it's still there. So this area with the orange houses here, it was built in the 80s, if I remember correctly. And somewhere here there are tracks in the ground from tractors used to build these houses here. And in these tracks were like small ditches. They were filled with water and they were inhabited with small lizards. Not sure about the English word, but in Sweden we call it vattensalamander. A kind of lizard that lives in the water. Here it actually is. It has almost, grown over with grass and bushes, but you can still see the ditches here in the forest. I'm not sure about you guys, but when I was a kid, it was a thing actually to have pets of different kinds. The lizards you would keep in, like, not quite an aquarium and not quite a terrarium, but something in between. You would have this plastic thing with rocks and maybe some small bushes and some water, so they could have a swim, and you would feed them. And I know also that my best friend at that time, he had a hamster. Me myself, I had a dog, which you don't keep in an aquarium or a terrarium, that's for sure. But we would take walks in this forest. Did you hear that melody? That is the ice cream truck. It used to come once a week or every fortnight, and it was a big occasion. I still remember some of the childhood classics from Glassbilen, the ice cream truck.